they said I wouldn't make it.
What's up, Ninja Nation? This is Bowman 9000, the Trombone Ninja. You already know, you're at this channel. You've probably seen it before. But right now I'm doing this podcast. This is episode 2. If you missed episode 1, shame on you. Go back and watch it. But this is, you guys have heard me talk about Back with Chaos or BWC. That'd be myself, Chad, C Squar'd Nation, and Wick here. But Chad, something very unfortunate happened to him. I'll let him say that down in the comments. But I got Wick here also joining us. So go ahead, Wick, give us a little intro.
What is up, Bowman subscribers? I am Wick. If you haven't read his description, make sure you go check that out. Down there you'll see a person by the name of Wick. Unless he didn't add my link, which I don't think he did actually.
Yes, I did.
Asshole.
Yes, I did.
But
Yes,
I make my team videos. That's like the base of my channel. Anything that has to do with my team or even pack openings on Madden or FIFA, I post that. And my phone just went off, so it's going to be going on silent.
Come on.
What?
Amateur hour.
What?
Exactly. Forgetting something?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. So
my phone going off set me off, so that just
yeah. So while he
Screw me
deals
off.
with his amateur hour antics over here,
So
I'm gonna go ahead and introduce our special guest. We always have a special guest every episode. As long as there's a finals game going on, if it goes to Game 7, we got 7 guests lined up. Guest number 1 is RareSpark. What's up, man?
What's up? And what's up, Ninja Nation? So I'm glad to be here. Thank you for Bowman for inviting me to be a part of this, and looking forward to talking some NBA Finals with you guys. So luckily for LeBron James, the air conditioner was working in Game 2, but he started off a little cold, but then started to heat up.
No pun intended.
No pun intended at all.
Not at all. I'm going to go ahead and go straight. Hey, I'm going to be the devil's advocate, man. I don't care if you guys believe me or not. The Spurs cheated, yo.
The what?
The Spurs cheated. They turned off the AC. I don't care. If the Celtics can do it back in the day, the Spurs can do it now.
I wouldn't say they could have turned it off, but I don't think they actually turned it off because of how much attention. Like, literally, it was getting so much attention just because a freaking AC was off. So, of course, all the Heat fans are going to blame it on that for the loss.
Yeah, but
AKA Bone Man, but
the Heat fans forget that there was 9 other players on the court playing as well. So that's something that needs to be factored in as well, that I think people kept forgetting, was the fact that there was 9 other players on the court that were just as affected by the air conditioning being off.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like 8.25. Chalmers doesn't count. He had 5 fouls. Basically didn't play. Every time he even looked at the ball, it was a reach-in call. So he was pretty much on the bench, which made Norris Cole play extended minutes in that heat, which is not fun.
True. And yet, LeBron was the only one that was carried off.
Right. Actually, I feel like it helped everybody else out. Like, everyone else is like, yeah, like, this was back in the day, like, you know, we didn't have AC like in France. Like, nope. This is how we played. Like, Shane Battier was like, yeah, back in Kentucky, like, we didn't have this. Like, in the practice gym, we didn't have AC, so I felt fine. Ray Allen dunked on somebody. I haven't seen Ray Allen dunk on somebody in, I think, a couple seasons. He was hitting too from the arc too. He was hitting everything. So I think Bosch was playing good too. But Bosch is like an anomaly. You can't contribute anything to him doing well. You get lucky, basically.
I need to go back to something real quick. Whenever you said Ray Allen dunked on someone, Celtics fans across the world cried a little bit inside.
Oh, sorry. Moment of silence for the Celtics fans?
Please. We need a moment of silence.
Let's give it to him.
Can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know what your record was, Celtics fans, but whoops. Bet you didn't mean to go that far. And you didn't get a good pick. Man. Oh, well.
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll be saying, oh, well, in this draft. We'll be saying, oh, well, in this draft.
Yeah. But I had I was thinking about something, and I noticed that both D-Wade and Rashard Lewis both went 5 for 9 shooting and had 14 points apiece, which I think is really cool because the Heat can go to their bench, but they skipped a couple players on the way. If you remember last year's finals, I think UD was starting. He's no longer starting. He's on the bench. Shane Battier was normally like the first air quote big off the bench minus Birdman, and that was like that designated shooter spot. But as you can see in this finals, Rashard Lewis is kind of taking over that shooter spot in conjunction with two-time three-point champion James Jones, which is cool because everybody knows that James Jones is gonna shoot. He's gonna shoot the ball. That's why he's in the game at all times. He's gonna shoot it no matter what. But my problem is with Rashard Lewis. I don't know if you guys noticed a few times in Game 1 and Game 2 where he would have what would be a wide open look if he shoots now. But instead, he hesitates. He thinks about putting the ball on the floor, and then they close out to him. They always give him a little bit of space because, he has other skills besides his jump shot. But I think he needs to stop being so afraid. Just take the shot, the first one, right away. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree with that. I think he needs to just remember that he's a shooter first, especially when you're playing with LeBron James and D-Wade and Chris Bosh. They can do more of the other things that need to be done. So he needs to basically just fill his role on offense, and the reason he's out there is to shoot the ball. So I think he definitely needs to stop hesitating from downtown and just try and focus on his shooting.
Yeah.
I think another thing about that would probably have to be the nerve setting in. Now, obviously, for some veterans like Tim Duncan and Tony Parker and Manu, they might not – that nervous factor may or may not still be with them, playing in the finals. You made it, final 2 teams left in the NBA to play games. So it might be some of that nerve factor that's setting in, like, wait, I'm getting this much space. Do I shoot it? Do I take it in? Do I pass it? What do I do? What do I do? And then by the time he finally decides he wants to shoot, they're already out there with the closeout. So that could be another factor in it.
Yeah, I definitely could see that.
Yeah, definitely. The Spurs are very they're very smart. Like another instance of them being very smart. There was a time where after like a timeout or a dead ball situation, I think Coach Spo tried to be real slick, and he changed up the defensive settings. And talking 2K right there, defensive settings, whatever.
Makes you get the points of emphasis.
Yeah, the points of emphasis right there in the matchups that you can no longer change. Hint, hint. Bring that back.
Shots fired.
He had who was guarding him? He had like a bigger person guarding Tony Parker, but he put
LeBron
James
was
Jones.
On him. I know.
He put James Jones on Tony Parker for like 2 quick possessions, and it was only 2 quick ones because he came out of the timeout, and TP looked up and saw James Jones and just immediately blew past him because he knew he could, and he did it twice, and then it was like, okay, cool, that didn't work. Let's go back to what we were doing before.
That's not happening.
But like I was saying, the Spurs are really smart. They know that, okay, maybe they should give Rashard Lewis a little bit of space because he does have some post-up game and whatnot. But when he doesn't hesitate, he does make the basket. That's why he has, 5 for 9 shooting and 14 points. He should just shoot it.
Yeah, he played well. He was +8. He needs to work on his rebounding a little bit if he's going to be playing that forward spot. But, I mean, LeBron James does take a lot of that work from them, and the Heat aren't the best rebounding team. But, yeah, I like the game from Rashard Lewis. I just would like to see him step up a little bit in other areas. But, like you said, just needs to stop hesitating from shooting.
Yeah, man.
And you talked about Udonis Haslem. He actually played only 46 seconds, which is kind of crazy to think, because he's been that glue guy for the Heat the last couple of years. It's kind of crazy to see his minutes diminish like that.
Yeah, I'd really like an inside track to figure out why that's happened. Was that happening during the regular season? I thought he was playing more minutes in the regular season.
I think it's more the emergence of Chris Anderson that's causing the
That could definitely be it.
minutes struggle. But yeah, I'm not too sure if he played more during the season or not. But
yeah, he's the enforcer, man. But he's too small though. Sometimes it's like sometimes he's too small or sometimes he's too large. Like when the Spurs like to run with one big with Timmy at the 5. and they bring Diao in at the 4, it's like, cool, we're playing small ball, but Timmy is going to make sure to get all the rebounds. Or Tiago's player is going to make sure to pull down the rebounds so they don't suffer, and then, UD is going to get blown by and whatnot, get exposed.
What do you guys think of Diao? I think he's been playing really well for them.
He's been stepping up.
Yeah.
Definitely been stepping up. He's been, I wouldn't say he's part of the big 4, but he's definitely starting to show us that, he's still there. He can play the game, and he knows what the hell he's doing, apparently.
Yeah, he had 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 points. Not bad.
Yeah, definitely not.
And he guards LeBron from time to time.
Yeah, he guards LeBron for a good portion. I think only 2 people really guarded him. It was either Kawhi Leonard or it was Diao. And Diao, had some extended minutes with Kawhi Leonard headed to the bench early with foul trouble. Did he actually foul out?
Who, Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard. I didn't
Yeah,
think
he
he
did.
did, but I looked back at the
did.
stats and it said 6 fouls. I don't remember him picking up his 6, but I remember him being on the bench at the end of the game.
Yep. He did foul out according to the stats, so.
Yeah, according to the stats. I didn't see it, though. Whatever. Ooh, speaking of fouls, Chalmers, did he get away with a quick one right there? Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
He get away with a shot?
He might have got away with a little bit of, quickie.
Flying.
$5 hockey.
Yeah.
That was.
A little quickie one.
Yeah, I don't think they could.
Okay.
I don't think they could determine. Well, I don't know. Maybe they assumed some sort of positive intent or something. But the way it looked like to me, he got right in front of the ref's vision where TP's body was kind of blocking what was going on, and then real quick, bang!
Yeah.
TP fell to the floor. I don't think he was flopping either. I think that kind of hurt.
Yeah, I think it was intentional too. The way he looked, he just kind of looked frustrated by Tony Parker, and he just took it out on him.
He looked so guilty.
Since we're on the topic of people getting hurt, this is an idea that I thought of. You know how LeBron went out at the end of the first game due to cramps, and Tony Parker going down.
Yeah, he needed a pad.
What if a big star from either the Spurs or the Heat, like let's say LeBron or Tony Parker?
Why gotta be LeBron, though?
What if they get an ending, a playoff ending injury? How does that change your prediction as far as the finals go?
Wow.
Well, it really depends for me what team, but
All right, let's go by play right now. Let's say LeBron gets hurt first.
Well, then I would think that the Spurs are favorite to win at that point. I feel like.
What would be your prediction? What would be your game prediction, though?
I would say 6, just because of
Spurs and 6.
Yeah, I can still see the Heat still fighting with the talent that they have and just trying to get through it, but I don't think they would end up winning the series. It would probably go to 6.
All right, and what about you, Bone?
Man, I'm still thinking 7. Because
Heat or Spurs?
Heat. Because
Ooh.
I'm thinking, all right, well, Bron is gone. Like, okay, so Bron goes down at the end of the first game, right? But it was like, oh, okay, he's cramping. He'll be back next game. Like, of course he's gonna be back next game. If it's like, torn ACL, he's not coming back. The rest of everyone else will step up. And D-Wade, is not shy about scoring the damn ball. That's for sure. I think he can go back to that close to 2006 where he averaged like 40 points a game in the finals. I think he could do it because let's say there's only 5 games left. No. Yeah. 5 games?
Yeah.
So 5 games left. I think he could, display something like that for the remainder of the games, because we still got to start the third game for LeBron to go down. He's not going to go down in practice. So
True.
after he goes down and the team realizes, hey, this is for real, I think they're going to just step up, man. I think they could take it to Game 7 and then, you just play. I hope for the Heat to win the 7th game, but, that's hostile territory, the whole 9, blah, lose your star player. I still think the Heat might pull it off.
The stats show that in the first 2 games, the Heat have outscored the Spurs by 6.4 points per 100 possessions, and with LeBron on the bench, they've been outscored by 37.7 points. So
that doesn't count.
that might hurt your argument a little bit.
That's not fair, though. That's not fair. That stat indicates resting on the bench due to either foul trouble or rotation.
True.
Not
true.
Straight up out of the game, cramping, done for the rest of the game. And they scored 30 points in one quarter with him basically off the court in foul trouble. But I mean, yeah, that stat does say that. You're exactly right. I can't lie. That's exactly right, though.
And then, what if Tony Parker from the Spurs or a person like Tim Duncan? What if one of them, or even both of them, were to went down? What would be your prediction after that?
Ooh.
I would say if Tony Parker went down, the Spurs' chances would basically to win the series would basically go to zero because Tony Parker is just such an important part of breaking down the Heat's defense and setting things up that I don't think somebody could come in and really replace that. Tim Duncan, obviously a very important part of the Spurs, but they have a lot of bigs off the bench that could at least fill in admirably and maybe just try to fill the void. So if it was Tony Parker, I could see the series only going maybe 5 or 6 games. If it's Tim Duncan, 6 or 7. But I think the Heat win either way if both of those guys go down.
Yeah, I totally agree 100% right there with RareSpark. It's like, hey, TP goes down, see ya. That's game. You've already won the one game you're going to win, being game 1. And I say that because look who their backup point guard is. And don't say Patty Mills.
The legendary Patty Mills.
The legendary Patty Mills. I'm thinking
famous Patty Mills.
Manu Ginobili is really the backup point guard, and Bellinelli is a shooter. Really. He's a slasher kind of shooter, not really the point guard. So the point guard duties all of a sudden fall to 16 to 18 season veteran Manu Ginobili, who plays every offseason in Argentina. He's going to get tired. He can't do what Tony Parker does without missing a whole lot of shots. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, have you seen like when he takes over sometimes, he does some boneheaded things on accident. It's like he used to be able to make a move just right there, and now he can't get just right there and turnover or, missed shot. That's a definite L for TP going down. And Tim Duncan, they can fight. I think it'll still go to Game 7 without Tim Duncan. Kind of like the same with LeBron. They realize, hey, he's not coming back, and they'll step up. I'd love to get, see Splitter some more, even though he doesn't really score, but he gets lucky sometimes with them baskets. Sometimes he's just going, I'm like, did Thiago just make that with contact? Okay.
Yeah, he's got a decent post game, so I could see Thiago causing issues for the Heat sometimes if he was filling in for Tim Duncan more.
Yeah. I had a question. I feel like the Spurs really don't know how to guard LeBron anymore. Because Coach Pop made it so obvious last year, hey, I'm going to dare you to shoot it no matter what. I bet you won't take the jump shot. And now it just seemed like the beginning of game 2, LeBron, the beginning, he started off cold, like you said, but he's like, I'm getting to the basket. You're not going to stop me. Even if you foul me and they don't call it, I'm still right in front of the basket. Like, you couldn't stop me from getting there. Eventually, I'm going to start hitting. And then all of a sudden, in the third quarter, he just starts taking jump shots just because he felt like it. And they were all going in. I feel like at that point, there's nothing the Spurs could do. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, there's definitely no doubt that if LeBron has his jump shot on, he's almost basically unguardable. And I feel like the plan of just throw Kawhi Leonard on LeBron and he'll make it tough for him isn't really working for the Spurs. But LeBron's jumper is very on and off. It could be one game, it could be like you saw game 2, and then another game he could just be so cold. So I feel like if LeBron loses his confidence in his jump shot, then the Spurs defense will look effective again, where they could just throw Kawhi Leonard on there. But maybe they should start throwing a little bit more double teams on him and stuff like that, just to try and affect LeBron and hopefully slow him down a little bit more.
Yeah. with those double teams though, that's what Coach Spo wants, right? I mean, you want LeBron to get double teamed because he's gonna pass it.
Yeah, but you don't. I think you want the other players to beat you rather than have obviously LeBron James try and beat you.
Yeah, because he will do it.
Yep.
Damn, what do you think, Wick? You get disconnected.
I feel like Pop needs to like pull aside Kawhi Leonard and Boris Diaw and be like, hey, we need you to step it up on defense, like big here. Coming into Miami now for the next 2 games, and then back to the Spurs place, and then back over to Miami. So I feel like he needs to tell him, like, you need to step it back up, and you need to make sure we can lock down LeBron, because if we aren't able to lock down LeBron, then the Heat are going to win the next 4 games and take home the series. Or the next 3, my bad.
Yeah, I was like, shit, if they can win 4 more games, fantastic. What are we playing for? You have to play 1 more game to determine the MVP. I know.
Kevin Durant's a real MVP.
Oh, boo, shots fired. Damn, made me lose my train of thought, bruh.
Hashtag your time has come.
Right? Your time has come. But yeah, you definitely want to not have LeBron James beat you. I just have to point out Mr. Amateur Hour over here, the Spurs place.
I can't think. Okay.
Oh man. But anyway, sorry, I digress.
Also known as the AT&T Center, you know.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
See that?
What else have we got?
Game 3.
Oh yeah, we got
predictions.
Little prediction game 3. All right, so we're gonna do some predictions with how about this? This will be definitely hard. I'm about to make this real hard on everybody. So obviously winner-loss prediction, right? With let's see, winner-loss prediction with each Big Three's point total.
Ooh. All right.
Ooh.
I could do that. I think the Heat come home. They end up winning this one just based off the fans and the momentum of Game 2. And I think LeBron ends up having 31 points. Chris Bosh ends up having a comeback game of sorts, ends up having 25 points. And I think D-Wade is a little slow that game and ends up having 10 points.
Wow. Cool. Let's see. I'll take a stab at this. I'm gonna do it for both teams. I think I can get close by, maybe within 3 points, maybe, unless there's overtime. Let's see. Miami. Oh yeah, Miami's gonna win. I'm saying it now. Miami gets a W, being at home, of course. And let's see. LeBron is gonna grab 28 with 10 assists. D-Wade's gonna get about 23. Bosh 11. Let's see. On the other side, I'm thinking TP's gonna get like. This is hard. TP is definitely hard to gauge.
Yeah.
They're both of those guys. Oh man, it's hard. Tony Parker, I'm gonna throw some numbers out there. 15. Tim Duncan, he's gonna get I'm gonna say 15 with like 10 rebounds, and Manu Ginobili is gonna get like 8.
Damn.
Okay.
You mind
Alright.
if I throw out my Spurs points and predictions real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I think Tony Parker is going to have 23 points with 7 assists. I think Tim Duncan will have 16 points with 12 rebounds. And I think Manu Ginobili has a good game and ends up scoring 18 points and having 3 assists.
Wow. If Manu scores 18, ooh.
He had 19 in game 2, so.
Yeah. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Go for it, Wick.
Start off on the Heat side. I see LeBron dropping 22 with 8 or 9 assists. I don't see him passing that much this game. I see him just having complete control of it. And then I see D-Wade dropping about 14, 15. I see Chris Bosh dropping about 12 or 11 with 6 rebounds for Bosh. And then on the Spurs side, I know it is. He needs to stay he needs to sit down low and just stay there rather than being out there on the wing all the damn time. Spurs, I see Tony Parker scoring 14 points with 12 assists. Tim Duncan dropping 20. I see Tim going off this game. I can just see it right now. I can see Tony Parker just doing some sort of no-look pass down low to Tim Duncan, who's just going to lay it up. I can see that happening all the time right now. So he's going to drop like 21, and he's probably going to grab around 11 rebounds. And I see Manu shooting 16, 17 points.
Who gets the W?
Heat, sadly.
Wow. That'll break the curse though, of the back and forth. I'd love to not see that this year. That was very stressful as a Heat fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to keep you guys, Ninja Nation. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. RareSpark, thank you very much for doing
Thank
this.
you for having me.
This is going to be a lot of fun as the series continues on. Hopefully, it goes all 7 games so we can, get everybody in here. This will be very fun.
We got a nice list.
Yeah.
So, not going to throw out any names, but trust me, you guys definitely want to go 7 games whenever you see the episode. Be like, wow, we actually got him doing this.
That's right.
Trust me, you're going to want to see this.
We got him. Go ahead, check out RareSpark. I'm going to put his link in the description. Definitely go ahead and check out Wick. You done been seeing his link in the description for like the past 100 videos, so I hope you done clicked on it by then. I see some of you guys in his comments, so yeah, that's working out pretty well. And sorry, C Squar'd. I wish you could be here, man. That would have been great. But have fun getting the keys to the house. All right, yo.
No, you had to do it
I
like
sure
that.
did. I'm getting the hell out of here.
No.
See ya.